What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Saturday, May 9th. These picks apply for the DraftKings Showdown slate. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple. They just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random. And then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay, remember, we have a daily cheat sheet for esports for League of Legends, and that's linked from the Sports tab right at the top of Draft Dashboard. We finally got our sim tools working for MLB on FanDuel. So you can now go tap on that MLB tab at the top of the site and see the percent chance to score within these fantasy point ranges. So for example, Jose Altuve, he has a 17% chance to score 60 plus fantasy points. It's really handy to know so you know what you're getting into with each of your MLB picks. So guys, we got some great news. MMA is back. We just posted an MMA cheat sheet where we go over our top picks for each fight on the card. So you can check that out. That's linked from the Draft Dashboard news on your dashboard. Okay, let's get into this slate. Let's go over this DraftKings showdown between the Utah Jazz and the LA Lakers. So I'm going to start off by giving you my top value plays for the slate. So I like Rajon Rondo, projected at 19.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 8.9 times value. He's 2,200 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. He has a 42% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. He has a 46% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, an 8% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 4% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So those numbers aren't great, but he is one of the best value plays on the slate, and you're going to need this value to fit in guys like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So I like Rajon Rondo here at 2,200 DraftKings salary. Now another value play here, I didn't want to pick this guy at first, but he just kind of fit into my lineups, and he's not a bad play here. It's Dwight Howard, projected at 20.7 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 4,000 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 32% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 52% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, and a 16% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So this guy just kind of fits into my last spot. So I like Dwight Howard here at 4,000 DraftKings salary. Now another mid-range play that I like here is Mike Conley, projected at 26.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's 5,200 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 20% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 46% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, and a 34% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So I like Mike Conley here at 5,200 DraftKings salary. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. So look guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Okay, now getting into the studs on this slate. I like Rudy Gobert, projected at 40.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.4 times value. He's 9,200 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 21% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 48% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 32% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Rudy Gobert here at 9,200 DraftKings salary. The next stud that I like here is Anthony Davis, projected at 51.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.6 times value. He's 11,000 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 5% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 30% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 41% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 23% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Anthony Davis here at 11,000 DraftKings salary. Okay, now for the captain of the slate, I like LeBron James, projected at 55.5 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.3 times value. He's 12,800 DraftKings salary. So he's pricey, but you can fit him in with those value plays that I gave you. Let's take a look at his sim scores. He's a 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 0% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, so that's great. No low end risk with this player. A 15% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 59% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 26% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like LeBron James here at 12,800 DraftKings salary. Oh, and one more value play that I missed here is Danny Green, projected at 18.5 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.2 times value. He's 4,400 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. So he's got a lot of low-end risk here with a 43% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, but he's got a 48% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 7% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 3% chance to break the slate here and score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 10% chance for him to score 30 fantasy points or more and crush value. Then you got about half the time where he's going to hit his value and get 15 to 30 fantasy points. So I don't mind this play. You're going to find you're going to need some of these risky mid-range, low-end players. So I like Danny Green here at 4,400 DraftKings salary. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate, so you can come on in and check that out.